Hi guys, and welcome to our weekly mentorship video. And today is gonna be a short and precise forecast for what's upcoming in the remaining days of the week. As you all know, today is the last trading day of the month, and with that in mind, we need to take note of the monthly close. Now, I'm on the dollar index chart, and most of you guys now understand what we have here in terms of dollar index. And as institutional traders, we need to be in a position to anticipate the way price ran through this old high, right? The way price ran the stops, as in buy stop liquidity, which was ran through above 103,810. So the buyers couldn't sustain those higher prices, and we have seen a huge retracement to the downside for the month of May. Now, with that in mind, you need to ask yourself, where is dollar likely to drop to? If that is the case, that there's weakness coming into dollar index, which I'm really not sure, hey, as in I don't think we could see that much of a weaker dollar. Today's price action has given us further insight that this is actually probably a healthy drop in terms of pricing. We needed that drop to happen in the month of May. But to what extent now should we anticipate the drop? Yes, we can literally say, okay, this imbalance here on the monthly chart is likely to be filled, but that would be huge weakness. So that brings us to this old high here. This old high right around 101 price point. We'll be anticipating dollar index to find a bit of bias in that range. But as higher time frame goes, I'm still bullish on the dollar index. Though we could be in the first stages, right? We could be in the first stage of a reversal in the dollar index as we head into second half of the year. Now, going back to the weekly chart, dropping down to the weekly chart, you can clearly see how buyers are trying to find a bit of strength here inside this weekly fair value gap. Now, we've all seen how the dollar strengthened across the board today. As I think the treasury yields, they climbed very high, and that has brought in a bit of strength into the dollar. Not much, but it was a significant price action from the yields, the way they climbed to those levels. Now remember, the 10-year yields, 5-year yields, and 30-year yields. Now, if you look at those long-term interest rates, you can clearly see the rally that they had today. In fact, let me see if I can open the chart for the yield so that we can clearly see what we are talking about. There you go, dollar rises as inflation moves soars. So yeah, dollar has found a bit of strength today, but how long is it going to be sustained? We need to be following now on fundamentals. So you can see all the long-term interest rates, they've had actually a very good positive day, mainly the US 10-year yields. You can see the 10-year yield, they've rallied almost close to 4% today, which is huge, right? In terms of what we should anticipate dollar to trade to. So yeah, we are quite clearly bullish on dollar index. We're strongly going to be strongly bullish on dollar index. You can clearly see how the 10-year yield has rallied to the upside. Now, This has also been facilitated by the demand for the safe haven for the dollar, and you can see how most of the US stocks fell on Tuesday, and you can see oil prices, yes, eventually they dropped to the downside, and we've had a bit of comments from some of the Federal Reserve officials, and those guys were really sounding hawkish towards the dollar index. So with that in mind, right? With that in mind, where should we be looking to position ourselves in terms of dollar index? So now you can clearly see we are inside, price is trading right inside the weekly fair value gap, right? This is our weekly fair value gap, our bullish weekly fair value gap, and this is the mean threshold, right? That's the mean threshold for the longs, right? Like where you are anticipating strength for dollar index. And as we go to a lower time frame, you can clearly see now we are in premium range. Now this is the weekly chart. See, this is the old low, and then we had the rally that we never looked back on, right? So we are currently in a discount range. We're in that range where we should anticipate moves to the upside. Mainly what you need to focus on is this high here, a break above this level. So you're looking at about what price point is this? Let me just mark it out clearly. The 102.46, 102.46, 102.46 is our ideal clear signal for the bulls to sustain a bit of rally, because as it is right now, the 102 price point could be 102.46, could be a what? A ceiling in the move to the upside. By ceiling, I mean where the buyers might find a bit of resistance to break above. You can clearly see we've got this liquidity void and fair value gap, and we've got this bearish order block. So price could trade to this level and find resistance and drop back again to the weekly fair value gaps mean threshold. So that's the first scenario, right? Meaning strong bullish on dollar. But if we do get negative fundamentals coming out for dollar index, then we are likely to see this monthly fair value gap to be filled, right? We'll be anticipating dollar to fill up this imbalance here on the monthly chart, but that's highly unlikely. But yes, it is possible, so we need to be following on fundamentals. But for now, I am strong bullish on dollar. Now I'm going to go to the H4. Now this is the H4 price point, and you can see that 102.46 level that I marked right here. We've got buy stops above, and we've got this now fair value gap on H4. We also have this old low that could be the ceiling for the buyers, right? So that would basically be maybe your target if you are going long on dollar index, and your stop loss below 101.030, right? So strong bullish on dollar index, which is going to be strong bearish on Euro USD. So Euro USD, I'm going to go straight to the H4. We're looking for price to move lower and targeting, what are these lows here? Targeting the 1.0640, 1.0640. That's target for your shorts on Euro USD, with your stop loss above 108.0. So your initial target for shorts is the 106, and you can see that's the support for this fair value gap here, right? We've got an H4 fair value gap, and sellers could find a bit of flow there in terms of support. So we could see sellers finding a bit of support around the 106.40 area. So shorts are ideal on Euro USD. Then we're going to look at oil, right? Oil has found sellers right around the 1.2, the 120 dollars per barrel. Sellers have come back into the picture. And if you look at this drop here, right? Now, this drop in the last 8 hours has not been mirrored with weakness in USD CAD. It hasn't been mirrored with weakness in USD CAD. We're actually seeing a very strong Canadian dollar, right? You can see here, whereby we should be anticipating weakness in CAD, right? Weakness in CAD means a bullish USD CAD chart. Strength in CAD means a bearish USD CAD chart. So yeah, I just give you a hint in regards to what you should be anticipating. As for trade signals, now there is a group now for signals. So if you want to join, you just let me know, and I'll gladly inform you of the steps that you need to follow in order to be in that group. And most probably, the signal group is going to get their first trade signal from this pair here. So looking at oil, we've seen sellers rejecting, buyers rejecting the $120 a barrel. Now, this is all because of the output from Russia in terms of oil output from Russia. That's why we've seen weakness, weak prices in the precious liquid. And we also have NZD USD. NZD USD has been on a very strong rally since the Central Bank of New Zealand increased their rates. We have seen it trading right, targeting the buy stops above these relatively two equal highs. And today we have seen sellers coming back into the picture. We've traded below yesterday's candle. This is crucial price action, folks. This is crucial price action. So what you need to take note of, now remember, it's also a monthly close. You can see the rejection that we have had on a monthly. So this is a monthly close. We are likely to have our fair value here in terms of shorting opportunities, but we should not neglect the way price broke to the downside here. Remember, we've got a bearish breaker. Now, once we have highlighted, remember, I told you, you need to be in a position to highlight your institutional order flow, your premium and discount areas with ease on the monthly chart. You must not struggle, right? Do not struggle to highlight your PDRA matrix on a higher time frame. So we've got this old low here, which was broken to the downside, and price is meandering right at that price point. Sellers are looking to come back. Then we've got this liquidity void here, April price action. Now when you go straight, I'm going to go straight to the daily chart. So this is the daily chart. Now on the daily chart, this candle here, we need this candle to close anywhere below where it is for it to be a valid what? Bearish order block. But in this gray shaded area, it's a premium range. Premium range for what? For your shorting opportunities. You can clearly see we've got imbalance here, right? We've got imbalance here, inefficiency. These are levels where you should be looking for shorting opportunities. Now, with the signal groups in mind, these are now levels where I am going to be giving out the trades now into the group, because those are levels that we are monitoring. As for the mentorship, I'll be just giving you like weekly focused and all that. So the signal group will get detailed price points where they need to focus on. But as for tomorrow and going further onwards, you need to be hunting for shorting opportunities on NZD USD, most preferably around, you can see here, this is the level where we broke to the downside, I wouldn't be shocked to see further move to the downside, targeting probably this price point. So yeah, that's it about this week. So I'll be monitoring NZD USD, USD CAD, and Euro USD. We also have pairs like Euro AUD, where we are hunting for shorting opportunities. Then also on Euro CAD, see we've got fair value here, and price is likely to find resistance and drop. Then we also have on pound, we've got GBP CAD, if I'm not mistaken. Shorting opportunities are ideal, even also on GBP AUD. Shorting opportunities are ideal here on this chart. So yeah, that's can pretty much say that's it in regards to this week's forecast video. And also we've got pound USD. Remember, we were anticipating yesterday's candle to close below Friday's price action, but you can see that did not happen. See, so that invalidates shorting opportunities. You don't trade shorts, but you need to be in that mode where you should be hunting for shorting opportunity, because price right now is in premium. See, we've got fair value here. This is a fair value gap to the upside on pound USD. So we should be anticipating shorting opportunities around that price point. So yeah, that's pretty much about it for this week, folks. And I hope you have picked up one or two, especially on dollar index. We are strong bullish on dollar index. So yeah, with that, I wish you guys good luck and happy trading. Thank you.